Hey, it's actually working for once.
Good.
We're live. What's up, guys? From YouTube.
YouTube.
So, thanks for, there's somebody out there. Thanks for tuning into this live version of Pro Wrestling Roundup.
You say we're talking to nobody?
I mean, there could be somebody out there. I don't know.
Hi, somebody.
Hello.
That's the spirit. Okay, so I guess without further ado, let's just begin this then. Let me go set up the timer real quick. Make sure we don't go over.
We can't get over.
You're not supposed to get over.
Thought that was the whole point, is to get over.
That was the...
No, the whole point is for me to get over. For you two to just stay in the mid-card.
Wasn't that the advice that Mick Foley got when he first started out? He went to some of the guys, said, what am I supposed to do? They looked at him and said, get over. You ever read any of Mick Foley's books?
I don't know how to read.
I'm not surprised.
I'm illiterate.
I figured you might be illiterate except when it came to wrestling.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Can't read
Mick's
big
books
words.
are great. The first one, he has another bit of advice that he got when he first started out. He asked, how are you supposed to hit somebody and make it look real? And the guy he was talking to, he said, you ball up your fist as hard as you can, and you hit them in the face as hard as you can.
That's how you gotta get done.
So now I'm going to show you how it works.
Yes, demonstrate on Cody. He's closer.
Wait, which one of you is Cody this week?
I don't know. The show hasn't started yet.
You went over here talking about bullshit and we're not even recording?
No, I'm recording. It's just I didn't start the timer yet.
No,
we're still live, man. All this is live. Like, whatever you say, man, just forever hold your peace.
Well, now you got a little extra footage in case you need to,
yeah, that's true. I appreciate that. I'm
chop
sure
it
we'll
up and
need
make
it.
a new show.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the primetime hour of wrestling. You're listening to Pro Wrestling Roundup, coming to you guys each and every week from Red Wolf Radio. Hope you guys are doing well today. Super excited for yet another brand new episode. This is actually the episode before the season finale next week, so that's very super exciting. Super stoked about that. Thanks for listening to us thus far.
I thought we'd done get canceled by now, to be honest.
Nah, not yet.
We have a finale.
I hope we do.
Are we going to be out of a job?
No. No, that's just going to wrap up season 1, guys. There's going to be some more seasons, hopefully. As long as we get that green light.
Yeah.
I'm joking. There's going to be multiple seasons regardless if we get that green light or not.
He's the one in charge of all this.
No, yeah, I'm in charge of all this. I got them plans.
He's the producer.
it under
right?
control.
Are we going to get paid next season?
I don't know. Whenever Red Wolf Radio starts paying me, I'll pay you guys.
You set up that Patreon.
So that GoFundMe.
Yeah, we take PayPal.
Cody's OnlyFans.
You can go advertise that. We're live on Red Wolf Radio.
He could dance like that guy used to dance on WWE. The guy that just covered up his junk with a fanny pack. I can't remember his name.
Rikishi?
No. I know who you're talking about.
You know exactly. Oiled up fat dude.
Yeah. Wasn't that Midian?
It was not. Midian did that gimmick, but that's not who I'm talking. Midian
Okay.
didn't dance. Oh, dancing.
Is that
Midian.
Big Dick Johnson you're thinking of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they had a different name for him though.
Thank you for
You're
for
welcome.
sharing.
You're welcome. That's your wrestling history.
That's your wrestling history of the day. Write it down, guys, because you're probably never going to hear about that ever again.
I'm sure you'll hear about that again. Google Big Dick Johnson. Trust me.
Okay, as always, guys, if you missed any of our prior episodes, be sure to check our YouTube channel at The Peter J Show to relive all the glorious moments we've had this past season. We've had a lot of laughs, a lot of goofing around, and just, some family-friendly fun.
Yes.
Isn't that right?
Family friendly.
I mean,
This
this
is a
dude's name, I didn't
family-friendly
make
show.
it up.
I'm not talking about that now. I'm talking about some of the...
Oh shoot! I got the front. That's all.
And if you guys want me to create and start using a Twitter, put it down in the comments. And if you don't want me to do that, put it down in the comments as well.
Do it regardless.
I'm a comment. I don't want you to start one.
That's just fine. You don't have to comment. You can just tell me in real life.
Good. I'll tell you right now. Don't start one.
Alright guys, as always, my name is Peter. Hopefully you should know that by now since we're coming to the end of the season, and I'm being joined by the one and only. I believe you're still the world champion right now, aren't you?
The champion.
The world champion,
I
Cody.
beat
And
Doug at WrestleMania.
And last but not least, all the way to our to my far left, we have the one and only X-Pac, aka Doug. You know, we've called you X-Pac, you know, this entire series. It would feel wrong if we didn't continue calling you that. Even though you ain't got the headband on.
X product.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Dollar store X-Pac.
The Walmart brand.
Yeah. At least I'm not Wish Big Dick Johnson.
Okay, so first order of business. I heard you guys had, specifically you, Mr. Cody, you had some AEW to talk about, so we'll start with that.
I do. It was a fantastic episode of AEW Dynamite. We had 2 title matches. I may fall asleep for the second one.
I'm ashamed.
But I did see the first one. His girl Ty Conte went up against Hikaru Shida in probably the match of the night. And
sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, well,
I haven't watched wrestling.
I watched
in like
it for
2
you.
weeks.
He's a little rusty.
And you know, it seemed like for
like a venture.
It seemed like for a minute they could actually have Ty Conti win the title. So I think she put on an excellent performance. I've heard nothing but good things about her performance. So that's why I'm going to make her this week's MVP.
This week's MVP?
It's Ty Conti.
You're going to go all the way and make her the MVP?
Yes, she is the MVP of the week. Put on a fantastic... She came out on the losing end, but she looked good in it. You felt like
she looks good no matter what she's doing.
You're darn right. But I mean, she did great. The rest of the show was good. We had Christian Cage going up against Powerhouse Hobbs in a pretty decent match. He had the Elite trailer getting run over by Moxley and Kingston, and somehow they disappeared.
The trailer got run over?
Moxley and Kingston slammed into it with their truck. Yeah. So
my condolences.
Yes.
You hear that CM Punk was asked who's the best promo in the business?
Who's that?
Eddie Kingston.
He's not wrong. Eddie Kingston's good.
Wouldn't you love to see Eddie Kingston go up against Paul Dangers?
I don't know. Like in a wrestling battle or a promo battle?
No, a promo battle.
That'd be pretty good. But no, anyway, the main event, we had the TNT Championship title belt on the line. Champion Darby Allin. I'm not wearing my Darby shirt today, I don't think. No. Okay.
Thanks for double checking.
Yeah. Went up against Jungle Boy. What I heard is
Darby was in that snare trap for a little bit, wasn't he?
I fell asleep for the main event, okay? I was tired.
That snare trap's a nasty crossface. I think it's very well done.
MJF cut a pretty great promo ahead of the Blood and Guts match.
Well, that's what he does.
He does. You know, Jericho responded.
That's what he does.
It is true. You know, this is an all-around decent show. I don't remember if that was last night or... No, you had Penta defeat Trent. I mean, I'm trying to wonder, are we supposed to...
Trent?
Yes, Trent?
Trent?
With a question mark?
With a question mark.
He's got a question mark at the end of his name if you look at it.
So, are we supposed to be cheering Penta?
Because
he comes out of the good guy tunnel, but he does bad guy things.
He's a total tweener, and he's really good at it. He's always been good at being a tweener.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
He's good guy Undertaker levels, you know? He's a good guy, but don't be surprised when he does some underhanded shit.
Did you compare Penta to the Undertaker?
Hell yeah.
We're not ready for that. He's not ready for that comparison. Nobody we can compare to the Undertaker nowadays.
I mean, Penta comes closest to it in my eyes. And I do have eyes.
Cero miedo. Yes, means no fear.
Is that what he does? Is that what Penta does?
Cero miedo. That's probably the only Spanish I know, aside from
like
Dora the Explorer
topic.
I mean, you can order at Taco Bell.
Yeah. Hola. One burrito, please.
Yeah, I went to Taco Bell recently. They don't even have beef burritos on the menu anymore. And I asked her, I said, can I just have a beef burrito? They said, we don't sell that. How are you not going to sell a beef burrito? I mean, even if it's not on the menu, you can freaking make it. It's beef, cheese, sauce, and a burrito. Wrap it up.
Well, what I want to know is we're on the topic of Taco Bell, and I don't know why, but, I got a little bit 2 cents to say about that. Why would they even take that off the menu in the first place? That sounds like the perfect burrito. Like the simplest burrito.
Do they have the beef 5-layer burrito still?
I don't know. I didn't try.
Because
unless they just took away all the beef from their menus and just gone all vegan, I don't see why they would remove that.
I mean, I can't promise that it was 100% beef in the first place, but it tasted good.
I hope it was beef.
What's Taco Bell? You never know what it is. You never know what Taco Bell is.
There's some wood pulp in there.
I don't know. You know, now we're getting a Chipotle in town and nobody's going to be going to Taco Bell anymore.
I don't know. There's going to be some Taco Bell diehard fans out there that just go to Taco Bell.
Yeah, Chipotle's not open at 3 in the morning when people really need it.
That's
Taco
true,
Bell closes at 2.
That's like one of the latest times they close.
Yeah, I don't see what this has to do with anything. We're on our Taco Bell rank.
Well, he mentioned Taco Bell, so I guess when want to give
when somebody mentions food, we just go off on food.
Well, this did used to be a food channel.
Which one of us should be the Taco Bell champion? You guys decide in the comments.
You can have that title. I don't want to be the Taco Bell champion.
Well, now you're up
Whatever
for
you
it.
say, 4 eyes.
This is a...
I love how everybody here has glasses on.
Yeah, I call you out for it.
That's a compliment. Thank you. I look good. I look good in my glasses. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so moving on. There anything else been popping?
So, I know been making the news a couple days. You remember, I think it was last week we had talked about all the superstars that got released?
Yeah, see, I was going to get onto that a little bit. I was going to ask good old X-Pac here what he thought about some of these superstars, some of these former superstars.
And X-Pac has long hair.
I've got long hair too.
You.
Some of us can't just grow hair like y'all can, okay?
All you gotta do is just let it grow, man. Literally, man. Just don't get it cut for about a year or two, and they'll grow long.
I tried that and it didn't work. Anyway.
This is about 2 years.
Anyway, so...
You need to get some, products or something, man, to speed up that process.
So, reading on Twitter...
Get you some minoxidil.
This video is now sponsored by minoxidil now.
So anyway, browsing through Twitter like I tend to do, I see Mickie James cause a commotion as she received her stuff in a trash bag.
I told you this earlier. I don't see why.
I don't see why that is. She got her stuff back. I mean, what else? What they just put in a bag and gave it to her.
I mean, considering how many superstars.
The thing is, I'm sure she had actual luggage. They could have put it.
Why does she have stuff that they still have though?
Stuff that she had in the locker room.
Figure she would have got that when they let her go.
Well, apparently she didn't, and they threw it in a trash bag. And it was not. She's not the only one that's talked about how they disrespect her stuff. A wrestler's gear is sacred to them. What if they threw Rey Mysterio's mask in a bag and gave it back to him that way?
Well, he always wears his mask, so.
Well, he's got a dozen of them. He's got to have some of them in a suitcase.
Peter, I didn't see the whole deal, and then they fired a few people over it. The director of talent relations, so you probably know from watching Total Divas, he made a few appearances on there.
Director of talent relations.
That's what it says right there on the computer.
Isn't that John Laurinaitis?
No.
Or he's the vice president of talent relations.
Yeah, he's executive level.
Yeah.
No, it's the dude that is under him or something.
So, according to this, there are at least 4 people backstage roles that got released. I mean,
their names you wouldn't know, but they're people that had jobs.
I know the first guy because I did watch a bunch of Total Divas back in the day. He did appear on there frequently. No, I didn't. Who said that?
I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with watching Total Divas. See, I like watching reality TV myself, but I've never been.
It went downhill after Eva Marie left.
Nah, listen, fam, I've never been hooked on Total Divas, man. That's just like one of those shows that...
I used to watch it every Sunday.
I actually have never watched a full episode of Total Divas, except for like the little snippets that occasionally pop up on my YouTube feed. Yeah.
Is that not what it's called?
Snippets.
Yes, I know what it's called.
Is that not what it's called?
What the hell is a sniplet?
It's like a short promo version.
Yeah, like a short little clip.
Yeah, not like the full entire segment, but like a short.
If you can define it with a different word that makes better sense, just use the clip. You saw clips of it.
But that's what the word is. Even I know that, and I'm stupid.
Snippet, sniplet, I don't think is a word.
Same thing.
Well, there's plenty of words that I don't think should be words.
Peter failed fourth grade English.
Welcome to the Peter J Show, where we invent words.
We just...
Heck, if I invented words, I'd be famous right now. I just keep on inventing them.
Drew McIntyre.
Drew texts me every now and then.
Yeah.
What should I do next for my career? And I tell him, just keep doing the J.O.B.
Keep losing the Bobby Lashley and the
Just keep doing the J.O.B., Drew, because that's all they've got for you now.
Keep getting beat up by Retribution, which according to them, they've done split all them up. Oh, Slapjack and Mia Yim's going to SmackDown. And they got Mason T-Bar still on Raw. They unmasked this past Monday night.
They're joining the hurt business.
Yeah,
let's disband the hurt business and then give them 2 jobbers. Big ass jobbers.
Big meaty dudes.
Because Vince McMahon loves big meaty dudes.
Yes.
I thought it was big sweaty dudes.
Yeah, that too.
Close enough. I mean, it's Vince.
Yeah, you never know.
I think that's already been a known fact.
Do you think he bathes in the sweat of big sweaty dudes to keep him big and sweaty?
He just gets like Big E's towel and just rubs it all over himself.
It's like an Elizabeth Bathory kind of thing, except sweat instead of blood.
What are you talking about?
Elizabeth Bathory in like the 18th century used to like bathe in the blood of young women to keep herself young and pretty.
I could find some truth into that.
Okay, I'm gonna scoot over a little bit.
Well, now you can scoot over beside Doug. Get closer to Doug, man.
I mean, I didn't tell her to do it. She just did it.
That was like 400 years ago. Give it up.
Well, I mean, Jesus was 2,000 years ago, and people keep talking to me about him.
Yeah, but he didn't bathe in people's blood.
How do you know?
Because it doesn't say so.
He feeds people his blood. Isn't that just as bad?
Okay, we're getting off topic.
I thought it was just
talk
wrestling.
Talk about some wrestling.
So we can talk about Jesus all we'd like to, but this is, mainly a wrestling show. So I'd like to get back on board.
Did you know that Abraham Lincoln invented the chokeslam?
No, he didn't.
He absolutely did.
How do you know you weren't there?
Abraham Lincoln was a wrestler.
No, Abraham Lincoln with the chokeslam. Oh no.
He was legit. He was
Lincoln with the tombstone pile driver. He's off the top rope, swanton bomb.
He was legit a grappler. He did not, in fact, kill vampires.
Oh, Abraham Lincoln. He's got him in the ankle lock.
I've never heard that before in my whole entire life.
It's actually true. Lincoln was a grappler. He was a wrestler.
You didn't know the guy. How do you know?
I could see why he would be a grappler because the dude's pretty tall. I mean, the dude was pretty tall.
You never met the guy.
Dude, he's like the tallest president, bro. Or one of the tallest. I figured you would have known that by now. You're the history buff. Here.
I don't go around measuring the president's heights.
You should have learned that in high school, man.
That's not what he measures on the presidents.
Okay. I'll let you measure those presidents once we get back from our short break that we're about to take shortly. So I'll let you enjoy that.
Teddy was a bear. And we know how much you love
bears. Can we replace it?
Who do you get, Austin?
Okay, so we're gonna take a quick break right now. We're gonna let these two folks right here settle down a little bit. Then we're gonna be back with some more wrestling action. We're gonna be back very soon. Stay tuned.
I never settle down.
Settle up then. Alright Alright guys, we are back on Pro Wrestling Roundup. Thank you so much for joining us for yet another week of exciting wrestling action.
Welcome back. Maybe we'll talk about wrestling this segment.
I really hope we talk about some wrestling, because I'm going to put you on the spotlight right now, Doug. We have a list of the superstars that were released as part of their mass releases last week. So I want you to...
Why don't you go down the list and I'll tell you how I feel in 1 or 2 words on each one.
Okay. I mean, like I said, you don't have to really go through every single person on here.
We'll make it quick.
Okay, yeah, we'll make it quick. I think we've already tackled
Just
down.
talk about the important ones like Mojo and Bo Dallas.
We'll start at the top of the list and go on down.
Okay, first we have probably the most prominent one, Samoa Joe.
Wasted potential.
Raw's top commentator, in my opinion.
Wasted potential. Joe is one of the best wrestlers in the world, and I'm talking about all-around technical ability, aerial ability, moves like, a cruiserweight for a big man. And yeah, he's been a little bit injured lately, but that's just allowed him to show his true ability in other areas of wrestling besides just in the ring.
He's okay, but he's no Grand Metalik.
I've got 2 words for him that Peter won't let me say on this show. But I'll be sure to tell him later.
You can most certainly tell him later.
Joe is one of the best wrestlers around. Laying him off like this, firing him like this, is such a mistake. Next.
Like I said, I think he did an excellent job on commentary. I would have loved if they kept him around just for commentary. I thought that's what they were doing at first. While he was injured, they would just stick him on commentary, kind of like what they did with somebody we mentioned earlier, CM Punk. But we're not going to get into all that right now.
That's why Paul White left.
One of the last times we saw Joe, he's wearing a poncho.
Yeah, I mean, he stood through the storm for WrestleMania, and then they fired him just a few days later.
So next up, we have both the Iconics, Peyton Royce and Billie Kay.
Wasted potential. I said it before, I'll say it again. They were one of the best female tag teams to come along in a long, long time. They split them up because Vince doesn't understand tag team wrestling. And he thought, well, we can get more money if we split them up and make, one of them famous and the other one Marty Jannetty. Guess what? You screwed up again.
Never happened.
The Iconics never should have been split up. They should be the female women's tag team champions at this point in time. They should be showing what they can do instead of showing what they used to be. Wasted potential. Next.
Absolutely. Mickie James.
Let me guess, wasted potential.
Mickie James showed her potential over a number of years in a very successful career. Mickie James has always been one of my crushes. I've always, kind of had a thing for her. She should be training this next generation of women. She had a place of honor amongst the women's division.
Other than this year's Royal Rumble, can you actually tell me when she last wrestled?
No.
She's only had 6 matches in the past 2 years. Did you know that?
It's just
somebody doing their homework.
I have been doing my homework.
And that's just...
Is that counting this year's Rumble?
That is counting this year's Rumble, yeah. I mean, you have to take into account, too, that she was injured for a good amount of time before that. Or during that time. So she was, definitely on the other end of the spectrum when it came to, actively competing. So she's definitely got lost in the shuffle. Next up is Chelsea Green.
I never saw a lot of Chelsea Green. I've seen some of her indie stuff. Her hot mess gimmick is fantastic. I think we're sitting on another huge pile of
I don't understand.
Wasted potential.
I don't understand the whole thing with Chelsea Green because they had her in NXT as part of the Robert Stone brand. She fires Robert Stone as her manager. Apparently gonna go up, doesn't do anything, breaks her wrist, gets ready to come back, and then gets fired. So that's...
She broke her wrist twice in both of her first matches.
That pretty much sums up Chelsea Green's...
I think it has to do with how injury prone she is.
I'll tell you why. It's because Zack Ryder wouldn't let them borrow their pool. You can look that story up later. I ain't going into that.
Actually, didn't he say yes they could borrow the pool?
No, they never did. They told him no.
Huh.
So I know you were getting a rain on tag team wrestling earlier. How you feel about Tucker?
I think Tucker got done dirty. I think he was, if nothing else, a good, big man hand. He was good in the ring. He wasn't ever gonna carry a 5-star match, but he could carry those 5-star guys. He had the muscle to do it. And those guys need somebody in the ring to put them over, and Tucker was happy to do that. So yeah, wasted potential.
I had a quarter for every time you said that so far.
You'd be rich.
I'd have a lot of quarters.
He'd have like $1.
Hey, that's $1 more than I had. Okay, and then if this next guy, before we get into the next guy, which is Kalisto, by the way, I was reading the story earlier. The reason he was gone is because he did not want to be the Lucha House Party. He tried to get out of being that so many times. Something about how Lindsay Dorado just said he came up with that group just to sell T-shirts and stuff.
Yeah.
Apparently Kalisto wasn't on board for the whole thing. He wasn't
Cooperative?
Thank you. And they just decided to cut ties with him.
I mean, you get drummed out of the Latino World Order.
I mean, they had a pinata and the little spinner thing, though. I mean...
Yeah, but Kalisto wanted to be the breakout star. He didn't want to be one of 3 guys. And I can understand that. He was, I don't want to say big or famous, but he was out and over before those guys.
He beat Ryback at WrestleMania.
Hey, he's a former U.S. champion.
Mm-hmm.
He was
Two-time.
He was over before those guys.
Former NXT Tag Team Champion. And I'll give you bonus points if you can tell me the name of their pinata.
Penelope.
You looked it up, didn't you?
You told me last time.
I didn't know if you'd remember.
No, yeah, we
you
talked about this last time.
You have a habit of forgetting
Penelope.
stuff.
Penelope the Yada.
If anything, I think the pinata had more relevance than the whole team did. And that's kind of sad.
They should have sold pinatas.
You're telling me they didn't sell
pinatas?
pinatas?
On the shop, they should have.
I figured they would have sold pinatas on the shop. I would have bought one.
They're not the New Day.
No, New Day has pancakes and unicorns.
They had cereal too. Remember that?
Yeah, the Lucha House Party can have the pinatas.
They can have pinatas and those little clacker things.
Yeah,
they brought out to the ring.
Clackers.
Yes, the Lucha House Party has cracked, according to Cody.
Whatever.
I mean, as long as they sold merchandise, I mean, that's what kept them going, in my opinion.
Alright, so... Bo Dallas, do you believe? Are you a believer?
I'm a believer. I thought his gimmick in NXT was the funniest.
When he got kicked out of NXT,
yeah,
I was.
In NXT, the fans didn't want him anymore. Nobody wanted him. Oh, it was the funniest thing, and he just his non-belief, the fact that he couldn't get behind the fact that nobody understood or wanted him around. He just, he kicked it. He was so funny. Like many others, his being brought up to the main roster was so poorly handled. And
former NXT champion.
Yeah.
Former tag team champion too.
Yeah.
Yes. The B team.
Mm-hmm.
B
team, go, go, go.
He did what a few others before him were able to do, but not many, and that's take the shit gimmick that they give him and run with it.
I mean, he hung in there for a while.
He did, yeah.
It didn't matter what they told him to do. He did it and made it look good. You know? What I have loved to see him get back to basics of his heritage with the one black glove. Yes, I would. Look that one up for yourselves. I think it's a really good rabbit hole to go down.
I find it funny how, I don't know if you saw the theory of the Fiend at WrestleMania was actually Bo Dallas, and then a couple days later Bo Dallas is gone, so that crushes that theory out of the water.
Yeah, that would have been a great angle to have the Fiend and the Friend, and have Bo Dallas be the good version of the Fiend.
Yeah, that was... They're saying that was the reason why Bray Wyatt lost, because it was actually Bo Dallas.
Yeah.
But that didn't work, obviously.
That would have been such a great gimmick.
And then we move on to our next one, Wesley Blight.
Who?
Fair enough.
I remember him tagging with Murphy, with Alexa Bliss as their manager.
Yes, sir.
And I remember them having Freddy Krueger tights with her in her little Freddy Krueger cosplay, and she was so hot. That's what I remember.
That's all you gotta say about Wesley Blight.
Yeah.
Nothing about the Forgotten Sons or nothing. Just
the Who.
The Forgotten Who?
Who? They've been forgetting.
She used to team with Alexa Bliss. That's all we know.
Yeah, fair enough. And then the last guy who I told Peter I was shocked got let go.
Mohawk?
Mohawk?
Yes.
Mohawk Raleigh?
Mohawk Raleigh. I was telling Peter I felt like he could have been that ambassador role. He did that a few times in the Saudi Arabia shows. He was part of that ambassador. Oh, it helped out. But I don't know if... let me ask you if you agree with Peter. Gronk signing and then immediately leaving to go back to the NFL. I think that kind of messed up Mojo. Mojo, I felt like he was going to get that chance to be with Gronk.
You know what messed up Mojo?
What?
The fact that Mojo has no charisma.
Hey, now, Mojo's alright.
He seems like a nice guy. He's all that hype.
He does that cool running, jumping, senton butt buster thing.
Yeah, he's essentially take Ultimate Warrior and take all of his charisma away.
I'm sorry, I just thought that was real funny.
Dadgum, he's just ripping into
He just
Mojo.
got toasted, bro.
He's got all the energy and none of the liveliness. You know, I don't think he can wrestle. His basics are okay, but he's got nothing that stands out to me.
I mean, could you do any better?
No, but I haven't trained to.
I mean, he could have more charisma than old Mohawk.
Yeah, I mean, Moho Riley.
Bo Riley.
Well, I did just cut a promo on him, so.
Yeah, you just like wrecked habits on him.
You're like, hey Mojo, come get a piece of Doug.
I think
Doug just called him out.
I think Mojo Rawley had several chances.
Hey, you do not disrespect. He's a former Andre the Giant Battle Royal winner. Put some respect on his name.
Former.
Yeah.
You know what
everybody else is a former winner too.
Do you know what every Battle Royal winner is? A former Battle Royal winner.
I mean, yeah, because once you win the Battle Royal, you're a former winner. You get your name on the trophy. His name's on that trophy.
Yeah, good for him. What's it doing for him now? Oh, yeah, that's right. They fired him.
I bet he still has it. Like a replica.
He probably had to take like a picture on his phone and take like a snapshot.
Like they couldn't afford to actually give it to him.
Yeah, here you can just pose with it.
They've got a little one that he probably takes to conventions and lets people take pictures with him, but he holds it like this, so it's like it looks like it's big behind his shoulders.
He's got everybody's name crossed out except his.
Him and Cesaro still argue over that.
Other than that, he never won a title, did he?
Not that I know of. Well, 24/7, I think.
Yeah, I don't think he won. He didn't win the NXT tag titles, did he?
No.
Okay. I couldn't remember if him and Ryder got the NXT tag.
I don't think they started being Hype Bros till after he got the call up.
Yeah, but then they moved back to NXT for a bit.
Back to NXT.
Yeah, if the chance to save your career and give you a new push is to tag you up with Zack Ryder, you're screwed. And I love Zack Ryder. I think he's a fantastic, fantastic wrestler. But he's not there to save your career, Mojo. He's just not.
I mean, they tried. I think they did a pretty good job.
Okay,
with the cards that they were dealt with.
All he won is the Andre the Giant Battle Royal and the 24/7 championship. But he's a 7-time 24/7 champion, according to his Wikipedia page.
That's real big, man.
That's the same time as being one for that championship. 7.
No, because he's got his name in 7 there.
It's like dog years. It's like dog titles. 7 is the same as 1.
You're such a hater today.
You just don't like Mojo, man.
Hating on my guy Mojo.
And I don't even hate Mojo. He's just...
Oh, really? I wouldn't know.
He belongs in the middle card. I'm sorry he got fired.
So, I mean...
He's much like Tucker. He belongs in a position where he's putting over better wrestlers.
Do you agree with that?
I
know you're a big Mojo Mark.
I am not a Mojo Mark. You're the only Mojo Mark around here. And you want us to become Mojo Marks.
We all need to be Mojo Marks.
Why?
You need to get hype! Get hype!
Quit yelling at the mic. Why are we rooting for somebody that got fired?
Get
man?
hyped!
Memphis has a Memphis Mojo Cafe that has really good cheeseburgers. This is not a paid advertisement. I just like their cheeseburgers.
Is that where Mojo works now? He found his new career?
Probably.
I'm proud of him. I'm going to go there and say I won his autograph.
Dude, if you guys want good burgers and you feel like driving an hour and a half, we can go to Memphis Mojo Cafe.
Yes, sir.
Be paying, right? Let's go right now. We're going to cut the show short. We're going to go to Memphis.
See you guys later. We're going to go eat some cheeseburgers. So, I think, we're going to come back from break. I think we still... Because I was wrong about the Impact pay-per-view. It's this Sunday. We'll get Doug's thoughts on it.
The Impact pay-per-view?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I was wrong. For once.
I wasn't paying attention. What time? What did you say it was earlier? This past Sunday?
Yeah, but it's this
okay.
Saturday. Or this
Or
Sunday.
Saturday.
This Sunday.
I thought I was wrong once. Turned out I was mistaken.
But you were right.
Yes.
Okay, that's all the time we have for you for this segment. By the way, we are not going to Memphis. We might after the show ends, though. You got another segment coming up? We'll be back shortly.
Shortly. Like Peter.
Shut up. Okay, like always, this segment is 20 seconds less than the previous segments.
Right.
And what you want to kick it off?
You can.
Okay.
You know what? I'm just saying. I think make a case for Val Venus to be in the Hall of Fame. For sure. Oh, are we back?
I think at least the Big Valboski should be in the Hall of Fame.
We're back.
Hang on, give me 1 second, Rooney. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back on Pro Wrestling Roundup. Thank you for listening to us this far. If you made it all the way to this third and final segment,
yay.
And I think
good job.
Give me a
case
gold
for
star.
Naked Midian to go in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
They're talking about the Hall of Fame
Val
now?
Venus.
Val Venus is going into the Hall of Fame?
Oh, no.
Breaking news?
Oh no, that'll probably never.
No, oh no got released.
Chris Hero.
Yeah.
Knockout artist.
Okay, so I heard you mentioned this big
That's right. It's gonna be
big TNA Impact.
It's gonna be Impact versus AEW. The Impact World Heavyweight Champion Rich Swann
Who you might remember from 205
Yes.
Live.
versus the AEW World Champion Kenny Omega.
Who's
Okay, dude.
arguably the best wrestler in the world.
I will agree. That's one thing we've agreed on this whole thing. So, looking at that, they got their whole pay-per-view. I don't care what else is on their card. I could care less. I don't know anybody there hardly. But this is the match. You know, they hyped it. They
Eddie
haven't
Edwards
really.
is going to be on there. Willie Max is going to be on there. Moose is going to be on there. It's going to be a stacked card. I couldn't tell you any of the matches.
I couldn't tell you anything about it, but I know. I'll tell you this. You don't care enough, so we're not getting your opinion.
Okay.
But what do you think's going to happen? Is Kenny going to take both titles? Is Rich Swann going to take both titles?
It's going to end in a DQ.
I think Kenny's going to take both titles. I think they're starting his title collector gimmick.
He's Thanos, but he's collected championship titles.
Yeah, and when he's done, half the wrestlers on the roster are going to be gone.
But
with much
Tony Khan and Don Callis said whoever wins, they got to appear on both Impact and AEW.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I just can't see Rich Swann being more than that dancing goof on 205 Live.
Well, he's apparently.
And I'm not getting him mixed up this week, okay?
Oh, good, I'm glad. Well, he's
Who'd you get him mixed up with?
Noam Dar.
He probably forgot who that was.
Noam Dar's he's like Scottish.
No, it's the old Alicia Fox thing. I thought that was Rich Swann.
No, it was Noam Dar.
Yeah, I know. He corrected me.
Yeah, I got you. I busted you.
I was a fan of Noam Dar since What Culture Wrestling.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
I lost my track. Where were we?
Now you were talking about the Kenny Omega versus
Kenny
Rich Swann.
Kenny Omega takes both titles unless there's some
shenanigans.
Oh, I was gonna say, but I'm not allowed to say that
on the air.
You already done did it. Might as well speak up.
There's Drew McIntyre again, but yeah, Kenny's taking the titles.
At least it wasn't Hornswoggle.
Kenny's taking the titles for sure.
Unless there's some shenanigans.
I don't see having Rich Swann beat Kenny Omega.
Beat him, no, but run him to a time limit. I could see that happening.
Peter got a point. It could end in a double DQ.
Yeah, that's my argument. It's going to end in some type of technical DQ.
Thing is, people are thinking Swann might just run away from Kenny till the end, but Swann's not the type to run away. He's been facing up against guys like Moose, who well outweigh him, and in Moose's mind outclasses him.
Don't worry, he's not a real moose.
He's not wrestling Bullwinkle. He's not a flying squirrel. Moose and squirrel? Evil, like, Russian.
Hold on, wasn't Bullwinkle the moose?
Yes.
Okay.
Although Rich Swann is very much like a flying squirrel.
Fair enough, I guess.
That's
a weird analogy.
Rich is a fantastic wrestler. I don't think he's going to take any crap from Kenny. I think the match will go down with Kenny taking both titles, unless there's some shenanigans.
I just can't take it seriously. They got Rich Swann as their world champion, and to me that's just.
Have you watched him wrestle in the last year?
No, 'cause nobody watches Impact.
I have watched some of the matches.
I tried to watch one Impact, and they had Sami Callihan on there spitting and catched in his mouth, and that was enough for me. So.
I do love me some Sami Callihan.
That was enough Impact for me. That nearly grossed me out.
At least they didn't make him some weird hacker gimmick.
No, nobody would ever do that. That's a stupid idea for a gimmick.
Stupid WWE.
Yeah, who would ever come up with a hacker type gimmick and then not do anything with it and have him lose every week?
You mean multiple times? Like the time they did that with Sami Callihan when he was Solomon Crow?
Yeah. What? No, I've never heard of that. That can't be real.
Yeah.
Can't be real. You just jostled me right
Peter,
now.
insert some sound and video stuff here like a hacker did that.
Sorry, we're on a tight budget. We can't afford that.
Just download a picture off Google Images and put it on there. Just still.
That wouldn't do justice if I did that.
And Doug can make some static noises in the background.
There's this weird squealing.
Ouch!
See?
You weirdo.
Let's not get too violent now.
You made me hit my foot on this. I hurt. Dang it.
If you guys want to fight, I can go one-on-one. I'll be the referee.
We'll turn on you and beat up the ref.
Can we put him through a table?
Yes, we can. We'll put him through this table right here.
I think this might be one of those Chinese tables.
Yeah.
I can tell. It's cheap.
Yeah.
It doesn't break, probably.
I'm sure we can get him through it.
Do we have some barbed wire?
Don't think so.
We have some packing tape. Dude, can we packing tape him up to the wall?
You can tape him up to it, then you can jump off the roof.
I don't want to jump off the roof. I'm old.
Well, quit being old.
Okay,
it's not very nice.
The only way to quit being old is to die.
Yeah, guess I didn't. Well, hey, look at that. What do you got to say, Peter?
Speaking of quitting being old, Ric Flair has not gotten anyone pregnant, but Ronda Rousey is.
Hey, that nice.
Segue?
Yes,
segue?
yes.
I rode in on those two wheels right here and dropped that bit of news on you. Ronda Rousey's pregnant, and
you know,
it is not Ric Flair's child.
There's so much for her return that was talked about. I heard she's like 4 or 5 months pregnant.
Well, we've all been quarantined for over a year now. Yeah, these people that we love are going to get pregnant.
Right, you know. Speaking of pregnancies,
what else did she have to do?
When is Miss Lynch going to return, you think?
I'm surprised she's not already back. There's been a couple chances that Becky Lynch should have been back, and they haven't pulled the trigger on that just yet.
I know you love Becky.
I think at this point she can just come back whenever she wants to. Maybe she wants to take a little bit more time off.
She's going to return on a random episode of Main Event.
Is that even a thing?
I think it is still.
I don't think that's what's going to happen.
Lose to Dana Brooke in 30 seconds.
I guarantee that's not what's going to happen.
Hey, I could fantasy book this a lot weirder, okay? You could have a storyline, Seth Rollins and Humberto Carrillo have a fighting over who's the baby's dad.
They've already done...
I know, but they keep doing the same stuff. That's what I'm getting at.
Why Humberto, though? What do you have against Humberto?
It's the first name I could think of.
It gets him on television.
Yeah, it gives him something to do.
And
hey, that's where Alistair Black's been. They've been waiting for Becky so he could do the baby daddy story like Eddie and Ray did.
I don't think that's what's going to happen. However, they have been making some noises about an Alistair Black return.
Because I'm surprised he wasn't in this list of released people.
I really am too. If they bring him back as the tweener baby face that he's supposed to be. Otherwise, give him the release.
He'll get the Brodus Clay treatment. He'll have these promos happen to him, then he'll come out and dance into the ring.
Oh no.
He'll have the Brodus Clay gimmick going on.
No, don't call his mama. He needs the dark, heavy metal that he's been doing. He needs to come out and lay some people out with that black mass. He needs a new submission move because his dark ritual is garbage.
Yeah, it is.
It's visually impressive, but yeah, you can't choke somebody with your hands behind your back, dude. Sorry.
I mean, you kind of... I know the NXT call-ups usually get a bad rep, but how do you screw up Alistair Black like they did?
First of all, you call him Alistair Black when his name is Tommy End.
Well, you know, they got to copyright it and own it.
I think they should have given him the release that he was looking for.
That's not a new thing now.
I think he should have gone somewhere like
it all started.
Main Event Wrestling or Major League Wrestling or AEW.
It all went downhill when King Corbin threw him off the top of the headquarters.
Yes, but there was another smaller roof below the roof.
No, he fell. He fell off. Him and Rey Mysterio fell off.
Well, there's another smaller Rey Mysterio below that Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, that was a stunt double.
What about the fact that he was basically already buried before that match even happened?
I mean, when he got his call up from NXT, he came with a shovel.
He came with Ricochet. That was probably his highlight of his main roster career.
They teamed him up for a bit. Did he, or am I just making this up? Did he win the U.S. title? Or am I just having a
Ricochet or
Alistair?
No, it was Ricochet that won the U.S.
title. I know
title.
Ricochet won it, but for some reason I want to think that Alistair won it.
No, I don't think, to my knowledge, Alistair's won a main event title yet.
He asked for his release, and he should have been granted it. He should have been able to go to
just be
one
fortunate
of these
he's not chasing the 24/7 title every week. And he could be racking up the 24/7 title reigns.
Instead, he's racking up the mini muffins and catering.
Hey,
Catering is good.
We have some mini muffins in the fridge.
No, you ate
in
them
the
all.
cabinet. I did not. Who wants mini muffins? Come on over.
Touch my muffins, and they're not muffins; they're brownies.
I'll touch his muffins when the camera's off.
Okay.
So I want to hear you guys out on this. Do you think they're gonna plan on doing some more releases? I know, last year they had obviously a big major release cut back in April, and I think they released another group in May. Do you think that's gonna happen again?
I don't.
They're calling to tell him right now.
I don't think they're done.
You don't think so?
I think they're gonna go through NXT. Get a lot of their performance center trainees that aren't cutting it. They're gonna let them go.
I was kind of shocked that out of all these people that were listed, these people were all main roster stars too.
Yeah,
there's nobody from NXT. They didn't clean house like they usually do.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sure NXT will get a house cleaning, and not the good kind. Not that you two would know anything about house cleaning.
Yeah, you're the porter around here, and I'm not talking about Montavious Porter either.
Montavious Porter. You can't even you botched your own joke.
Can we get you one of those skin type leather suits with the zipper up the front?
That always looks so goofy.
Well, like the ones Big E wears?
No, one's MVP wore.
Oh.
Do I get it? Okay, if I get that, do I get the giant blow up tunnel too?
Yeah, but we're gonna make it shaped like a vagina. So you can come out the end of it.
Okay, I'm in. Let's do it.
Hell, okay then.
Uh-huh. We're talking about you, that is.
Oh, I thought...
Get you some of the slime the boogeyman uses.
What about that Nickelodeon
Ew, you slime. He uses worms, you goober.
What about that Nickelodeon slime?
Nickelodeon slime.
Green.
I know you're not into this. I don't know if you're into this, but I did read yesterday that WWE has signed on to make a anime with the anime subscription service Crunchyroll. Yes.
Yeah.
I've never heard of them before.
They've sold
Is that what they do on Nickelodeon these days?
No, they're like a big anime streaming service. Kind of like Netflix, but for anime.
Is anime not on Netflix, though?
I thought Netflix was the Netflix of anime.
No, but like Crunchyroll's just
so they're trying to
anime.
Compete with Netflix.
We are not supported by either Netflix nor Crunchyroll. However, if you'd like to give us money,
it's alright. I have a Funimation account anyway, so.
We are not supported by Funimation. However, if you'd like to give us free accounts for saying your name online, contact us below. So, as we're getting ready to close.
Okay, so I guess you guys are done talking about that whole anime prospect. So let's get... This is one last topic I wanted to briefly go over. If we have the time, we'll have the time.
I mean...
Former Ruthless Aggression star exiled by WWE, Chris Masters.
We can't help but have the time. I mean, you can edit it however you want.
Now, this is the first I'm hearing of this. The masterpiece, Chris Masters.
I figured he would have returned to one of the Royal Rumbles by now.
I'm surprised he hasn't returned for
That's one star I would love to see return, even if it's
the
a
Master Lock, yeah, which Bobby Lashley stole and using the hover. To be fair, though, he was the first person to break out of it, so.
That's very true. Yeah, I figured they got Lashley now. They might as well bring back the good old masterpiece himself.
See, they're not going to do that because they don't want to create friction with their own brand. They're putting the Master Lock or the Hurt Lock over so hardcore that they don't want somebody coming in with the exact move. And Chris Masters has been doing his thing on the indies for a number of years now, and he's making his living. I don't know that he even wants to come back to WWE.
That's true, but I feel like it wouldn't hurt if he'd made some more appearances.
I think he'd be better off hanging out in Ring of Honor.
He could at least get the Royal Rumble spot.
Major League Wrestling.
See, I couldn't see him returning and being a big superstar, but I would like to see him return into some type of role. I feel like it's been long enough since the last time we saw him.
Fair enough. Well, boys.
So, Vince, if you're listening out there, you better bring back Chris Masters, or we're going to riot.
Yes, sir. Chris Masters, the masterpiece, come out and used to pose all the time.
I'd rather see Chris Masters going against Alex Hammerstone or Mads Kruger, some of these MLW guys.
Yeah. So
Calvin Tankman. Calvin Tankman and Chris Masters would be a great match.
We're getting ready to close here, and before we do, I would like to remind everybody next week is our season finale.
Yep.
And I haven't told any of you. Shut up, I'm talking.
If you want to quit watching, you can do it now, or you can wait till next week.
I haven't told you any of this yet, but next week's season finale, I've got an announcement.
Okay.
For both of you.
Okay.
That neither of you know about yet. So you're gonna have to wait until the next week, much like these two goobers.
Leaving us a cliffhanger.
Yes, you will find out next week.
With Bears?
Okay, see you guys next week.
Send us home, Peter.
Thanks for hanging out with us on the Wrestling Roundup. I know we didn't talk about wrestling, but if you like us, you kind of expect us not to talk about wrestling.
Is even anybody there? Is anybody there? Can you hear us?
Actually, I think I just ended it.
Okay.
Oops.
It's okay. Was there anybody there, though?
I think so. No?
Happy Friday, yo, Peter J.
I actually did not mean to do that, but... Let me see if I can go back to this real quick to see if we can